Hello, hola, sakpase. I'm Faniola. Welcome back to my channel, aka Miss Charles. Thank you for tuning in to the third episode of the first season, which is primarily focusing on relationships. So before I dive into the topic for this episode, I would actually like to take a moment to thank everyone that has watched the first two episodes that I posted on the channel. And thank you so much for the feedback, the constructive criticism, and all the comments that you've left on the page, or whether you reached out to me personally. Thank you so much for allowing me to have this space on YouTube to not just exist, but to actually make a difference. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support, and I hope you continue to be proud and supportive of the content that I have to offer. We're actually going to be discussing relationships that we have in professional environments with our bosses, coworkers, our teammates, our coaches, mentors, things like that. So a little bit of background information on why I decided this would be an important discussion to have with you all. So back in high school, I ran track, I played volleyball, and I was a cheerleader. The biggest lessons that I learned about myself as a team player off the court and on the court was my attitude. I heard from pretty much all of my coaches that I had the worst attitude, and it wasn't really until my sophomore year in college that I started to realize the impact that a negative outlook on life can have on your overall emotional health. So a few months ago, I was involved in a car accident, and I had to pay $2,000 to get the other young lady's car fixed, $2,500 to get my own car fixed, and it was just such a messy situation. So I remember after the accident, I parked my car and we were waiting for the police to arrive. And the other individual that I was involved in the car accident with, she was so distraught. I mean, she was absolutely hysterical. She apologized a million times at least. And she just kept saying, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm supposed to be selling this car. How am I going to get money now? And, you know, she was just panicking pretty much. Fast forward to now we're in December, and I was having a conversation with my mom, and, you know, she was voicing her concerns as a parent, of course. And she was saying she just couldn't wait for me to come back home from Pueblo. I've had such bad luck out there, and all these other things. And she brought up the accident. And at first I thought she was going to say, you know, Faniola, that was very reckless of you. Or, you know, I thought the conversation was going to go down this road. So here I am sitting behind the wheel, and I'm like, oh, not this again. Not this conversation. We've had this conversation. I'm over it. But it suddenly dawned on me that the accident was one of the best things that I think happened in my life, and one of the best things that I could have done for the other young lady that was involved in the accident. I think sometimes we take our fortune and we thank God for the blessing and, you know, all this other stuff, but we don't understand the other side of that fortune. So let's say, you know, I was telling my mom, let's say, for example, if you're in a parking lot and you find $100, where do you think that $100 came from? Did it fall out of the sky? Was it just there magically and it was just waiting for you and only you can pick it up, you know? And I was explaining to my mother, that $100 came out of someone else's pocket. That $100 was someone else's grocery money, was someone else's car payment, was someone else's phone bill, you know, whatever the case was. And now you found that $100 on the ground, and you're thankful because you didn't know how you were going to buy groceries for this week, or how you were going to fill up your tank, or pay the rest of the phone bill, or pay the rest of the mortgage, whatever the case may be. So the point is, we take our fortune and we don't really wonder, you know, well, did I deserve it? Or, you know, how does my fortune impact someone else's life? And I was explaining to my mother that, okay, yes, we came out of pocket so much money and we had a little trouble with our insurance policy, but this girl was having a financial hardship in her life, and she literally had no idea how she was going to come out of it. And here I was at the right time, at the right place, at the right time, kind of as like a hero, you know. Here's this $2,000. Don't worry about how much you're going to sell your car for, because now you can actually put work into your car to sell it for more money. So if she was expecting to get $800 out of that car, now she's going to get at least $1,500. So to me, it's like I took a loss, but I was able to help someone else gain at least some positivity in their life or a little bit of hope. She probably went to bed that night after the accident and she just couldn't believe her luck. She couldn't believe she was in such a bad situation. And, you know, fast forward 3-4 months later and she was getting a $2,000 check, and I wouldn't say all of her problems were solved, but for the most part, it was definitely a miracle for her. So I'm explaining this to my mother, and she was in awe, because when I tell you guys, I came a long way. I truly did. 4 or 5 years ago, I would have just thought, oh, this is just another bad situation in my life. Are you kidding me? I should have just stayed in bed. I should have said, forget class today. I should have just stayed home. I shouldn't have driven the car. I would have came up with a million excuses as to why I shouldn't have been in the situation that I was in. But fast forward 4, 5, 6, 7 years later, and here I am explaining to my mother that our bad luck was someone else's good luck, and I'm grateful for that. So the lesson that I took out of preaching to my own mother is sometimes we set goals for ourselves, and if we don't reach those goals, we feel like we failed. I know my sophomore year in college, I told myself I wanted to work on my attitude. I wanted to become a more positive person, have a more positive outlook on life, just so that certain circumstances that I was going through in my life, I knew that I could get over them. I just had to change, you know, my view, my perspective of the situation. New Year's is right around the corner. If you set a goal for yourself that you want to lose 50 pounds in 2017, and you know, New Year's for 2018 rolls right around and you've only lost 25 pounds, kudos to you. You lost 25 pounds. That is an achievement. Do not overlook your achievement just because you didn't completely fulfill the goal that you set for yourself. To me, the most important thing about setting goals and achieving your goals are the steps that you take in achieving them. The progress that you made from the time you set the goal to the time the goal was supposed to be reached. So if in 2017 you only lost 25 pounds, okay, you know, going into 2018 you only have 25 more pounds to lose. And after you've lost those 25 pounds that you wanted to lose for 2018, if it's in 2019 that you want to lose another 5 pounds or 10 pounds, go for it. Do not hold yourself back by telling yourself, well, I didn't achieve this and I told myself I was going to get it done, so what makes me think that I'm going to be able to do this now? That's not how it works. Assess the progress that you make in your life so that you can wake up each and every day with a fresh mind, with a better attitude. I wouldn't be able to give this lesson if it wasn't for the patience that my coaches, Coach Carhart and Coach Carissa, had with me, and some of my professors really taking the time to see, okay, here's this individual that can achieve great things in her life, but her attitude is holding her back. So I just want you all to evaluate the people that you have in your lives, whether it's your coaches, your teachers, whoever it is, the people that try to teach you certain lessons, the people that give you advice, the people that give you constructive criticism, and take it for what it is. Listen to what they're telling you. Yes, we all have haters out there, but there are people in your life that truly want you to succeed. So the next time your coach tells you to run a mile, go run that mile. The next time your boss tells you to cover this shift or to do the work that someone else didn't do, just do it. If you better yourself, you will better the company that you're in. You will better the team that you play for. And if you're getting better results within the company, if you're getting better results within that team, in return, you'll get better results for yourself. There's nothing better than waking up and knowing, yes, my team won that event because we all put our heads together and we worked hard together. Having a positive outlook on life is seriously the most refreshing thing you can have. It gives you peace of mind. It gives you a better sense of where you're going in your life. You feel better emotionally, and being more positive actually gives you more energy. So even if you're not achieving certain things today, let's work on tomorrow and the next day and the next day. One day at a time, we're going to assess our progress, and that's how we're going to become the individuals that we want to be for tomorrow. So if this particular topic really touched you, please let me know in the comments. Just let me know what you think and what you feel about this particular topic. Thank you again for joining me in this episode, and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.